for years. I hated my mom.
All them years that I was out there getting high, I was chasing that feeling from back in '87.
My name is Jonathan Brown. I'm 35 years old. My mother's name is Tracy Brown, and I'm the son of an ex-drug addict. Coming up, we definitely had questions. We wondered where she was at, what was going on. Like, we got bits and pieces, like our grandma and our grandpa. Our grandpa never really discussed anything that didn't pertain to him in that household. You know what I mean? Even though it did, but he wasn't about to tell us what was really going on because we was that young. My grandma, your mom loves you. She's not here right now. She's not doing well. She'll be back around.
I know the exact date when my life got turned upside down. My sister Nikki died January the 8th, 1987. Her funeral was January the 12th, 1987. On January the 12th was the first time that I took a hit of crack. And the feeling was so amazing. It was better than sex. I haven't had that feeling since then. All them years that I was out there getting high, I was chasing that feeling from back in '87.
Jamaica, it all depends on her mood. It was, yeah, your mom this. If she's in a good mood, it's like, yeah, your mom cares. She's all right, you know what I mean? She'll be around, don't worry about it. That's how we ended up eventually knowing, well, I did, I can't speak for my siblings, but that's how I ended up eventually knowing that something was wrong.
I don't remember the year that was. I remember I went to jail, and when they told me I was going to have to do 6 months, I gave my mother custody of my kids. I was born in Hamilton. All my family was up there. When we came to Middletown, nobody knew our backstory. So it wasn't like, oh, we know your mom out doing this, we know your mom out doing that. That's why I said we found out through family. I had 3 kids. They were at home. I was at a neighbor's house. That next day, I got high that next day. And I didn't again for a while until the first of the month. And that's when they tricked me. This when we was making runs to Dayton.
Okay.
Going to get these working halves. I ain't know nothing about no working half. I ain't know nothing about it, or how big they was, none of that. But I'm forking over this money to them. You know they was cutting my head when they got back giving me my, yeah, but I didn't know. I was selling my food stamps. I would get my rent money order, and I wouldn't fill it out. And all that at the end of it, when I didn't have nothing else left, I would take that money order back and get my money back for it just so I could get crack. And I ended up getting put out of the projects. The kids, they didn't want for nothing to eat, nothing to wear, nothing like that in the beginning. But as my addiction progressed, I stopped buying them clothes, I stopped washing clothes, I stopped buying food.
I actually picked up on it myself for real and knew for sure. She had came down from Hamilton, and it was around my birthday. And she was supposed to go to UDF and get me some ice cream. And I remember hugging her, and I kept telling her, I'm like, Mom, don't leave, because I knew she wasn't coming back. And she asked us what ice cream we wanted, and she left and didn't come back for months. That's when I knew for me, you know what I mean, like, Mom out there.
I was going over to my neighbor's house, getting food for them to eat. You remember when they used to have when Wick would have the block of cheese and the eggs and all of that? I started selling that.
I didn't feel wanted because I didn't have a dad. So growing up, I'm watching my brother get picked up by my biological dad, but at the time I didn't know. He's picking him up, he's taking him with him, going to Hamilton for the summer. I'm stuck at the house. So I don't have a father figure. I'm searching for love. My mom is in and out. I just didn't feel, you know what I mean? Like they created me and then I'm just here.
It got to the point that some of the older women down there in the projects, because they knew my grandmother, they seen how my appearance was starting to look. And they started bringing food over.
I constantly search for love that I didn't get growing up. And when I attach myself to females, I'm overdoing it and to get them to stay, because all I was shown was people leaving. So now I'm jumping through hoops and hurdles, doing this and doing the most, neglecting myself, neglecting other responsibilities to get this person to stay in my life because I didn't have that.
I remember when my kids were 1, 2, and 3, my oldest son told my mother, I seen mommy smoking out of the TV thing, talking about out of the antenna. I didn't know that, but my mama told me that was what he told her. It made me feel that big. Because all the while, I'm thinking because I gave the kids some snacks and stuff and got them upstairs in their room, and I got a towel or something stuck in the door and they couldn't get the door open, that they don't know what's going on. Yeah.
For years, I hated my mom. I was in prison doing 6 years. I feel like that's when our relationship got better. She came to see me every month. She missed 1 month and came to see me twice the following month to make up for the last month. But I had to come to terms with her past and my past. Like, I broke down to her one day and I just out the blue, I just called her and came over to the house and I just told her, I'm like, Mom, I used to hate you, but I had to learn that it's not you that I hated. I hate the way that you made me now. Like, how I am now is because of what you put me through. You know what I mean? Like, and at first it was like it was unfair to me because I didn't ask for that.
I didn't care. I didn't care at the time.
So it's like sometimes I get in the moods where it's like all the stuff that I'm going through in my life right now came from that, yeah. So it's like, I love you to death, but I hated that. You don't know how that made me feel for real. Like seeing Dewan go with Pops. I'm sitting there wishing that I had a dad. You coming in and go and leaving. I never really had nothing stable. That definitely fucked me up. But I have learned to forgive. I had to, but it didn't take me 2 days, 2 weeks. It took me years.
Come here. Open the door.
The Reverend Williams even went door to door to try and stop people from using crack.
A new direction altogether. No place in the country has gone into a housing project and said we're here for recovery. They try to run folks out. We're not here trying to run nobody out. We want everybody to stay here.
It was January 1st, 1999, and they were shooting their guns and everything. It was New Year's. But before that, I hadn't had a hit in like maybe 2 or 3 hours. Couldn't kill nothing, wouldn't none die. So finally, this white man pulled up in the truck. He said he wanted a 50. I go to old boy, get the 50, and I get in. I'm standing at the truck. One of the bullets hit the man's truck, but I'm determined to make this sale so I can get high. So I jump in the truck with the man. He drives up Washington Street. While he's driving, he pulls a gun out and put the gun to my head. He want the dope. I look at him like he crazy, and I'm out of it, really. I just opened up the door and just jumped out. I'm all scraped up, but do you know I did not let go of that dope? I didn't let go of the dope. I took that dope back to the boy, and I told him, I said, I can't do this, I'm done. And I ran home where I was staying at on Hanover, crying. And I told the guy I was staying with, I'm done. That next morning I called my mama and told her to come get me. I can't do this no more. And I've been up here in Middletown ever since.
What you think about your mama now? She got her shit all the way together.
That's my world. You know how I feel about her. That's my queen. You hear me? The strongest person I done came across ever. Like we had real conversations. I know what she was out there doing. I know what she went through. And then for me to be on the other side, like I know, you know what I mean, what that was. And for her to be honest and sit here and tell me things and, you know what I mean, be 100 with me, that's the same way I am with my kids. And I love that bond with my kids. So I know she love our bond. Like, you hear me? I'd kill a stone over that lady.
So,